Hello everyone and welcome back to chapter 13 focused on final intonation. For exercise 6, this is very tricky, but for exercise 6 we have a mix of WH questions as you can see, and then yes/no questions, those that begin with do you, or yes/no questions. And for exercise 6 there are two parts. For each of these questions, pronounce them with either falling intonation or rising intonation at the very end of each sentence. A reminder that WH questions will have falling intonation, what's your name? Whereas yes/no questions will have rising intonation at the very end. Do you play sports? Do you play sports? So that's the first step. Pronounce each of these questions 1 through 8 correctly, with either rising intonation or falling intonation. Then what I want you to do is I want you to restate each question, answer the question first, indicate your name, indicate whether you like to play sports or not, indicate when you moved to the Bay Area, right? Answer the questions according to your own opinion and experience, and then restate the question. And in doing so, make sure that you change the focus word of the question. Usually it'll just shift over to the pronoun, the subject pronoun, or the possessive adjective that comes right before the focus word from the original question. So let me give you an example. Number 1, what's your name? What's your name? My name is Chris. What's your name? What's your name? So you see how the focus word, when I restated the question, changed from name to your, because I'm emphasizing that I'm restating it back to you. Let's try number 2 together. Do you play sports? Do you play sports? No, I don't play sports. Do you play sports? Do you play sports? So again, no change in final intonation. It's a yes or no question. Rising intonation at the end. If it's a WH question or a statement, falling intonation at the very end of the question. But it's the focus word that shifts, right? Let's try one more together. When did you move here? When did you move here? I moved here to the Bay Area in 2012. When did you move here? When did you move here? So we shift. We shift over usually to the subject pronoun or to the possessive adjective. Number 4 is a little bit tricky. We'll do it together. Do you like living in this town? Do you like living in this town? Yes, I like living in this town. Do you like living in this town? So shift the focus word from toward the very end of the sentence to the subject pronoun, or to the possessive adjective that goes right before, or I guess maybe even toward the beginning, right? The subject pronoun or the possessive adjective more toward the beginning of each question. So to summarize, 2 parts to this. Pronounce each of these questions first, and then the second part is provide an answer to each of the questions according to your own experience, and then restate the question, and when you do so, shift the focus word from the very end of the sentence more toward the middle or the beginning. And your new focus word is going to be the possessive adjectives, your, or the subject pronoun, you.